Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Ken Mattsson, and welcome to this November edition of the Virtual House Concert Series. And so we are in a very special treat. We'll be having Bernice Lewis give be the main featured act for tonight. And so we will have a lot of information, that will be in the chat, and you will also see her otherwise, and more information will be coming in there. We will be having a 10-minute intermission. So, but I just wanted to, I'm going to now stop my share so you can see that. So I am going to be your opening act. So I have a couple numbers that I am going to do. So as many people know, I have been doing a lot of songwriting and with this. So I have a number of songs that I've written in the last year. And so let me see. I want this one. So the first song I wrote in February 2020. 2021. And it was a what they call a skirmish, and there was a prompt for to write a song in an hour. So you got a word. It's like write a song in an hour. So it was in the middle of a snowstorm, and the prompt was snow. Now, granted, there were people in Australia and Mexico and Florida and all over the place that it was not snowing. So, but I happen to be getting that, and here in New England, I keep thinking about when we get a big snowstorm, it's usually that you just stay inside. What are the things that you do when it's a snowstorm? So this song kind of came from that. So it's called Snow Drifting Slowly Down. Cancel plans and travel bans and no driving today. No need to go anywhere. It's warm and safe inside my house as long as there is power. Snow drifting slowly down. Layer upon layer of the frosting. Your car becomes a hillock in the yard. Cancel plans and travel bans and no driving today. No need to go anywhere. It's warm and safe inside my house as long as there is power. Snow drifting slowly down. The French toast warning is high today. Egg and bread and milk are in demand. Cancel plans and travel bans and no driving today. No need to go anywhere. It's warm and safe inside my house as long as there is power. Snow drifting slowly down. Not safe to drive, the reporters say. Give the plows the room to clear the snow away. Cancel plans and travel bans and no driving today. No need to go anywhere. It's warm and safe inside my house as long as there is power. Snow drifting slowly down. Check on your neighbors and make a pot of tea. Your car oops. Get the clouds the room to clear the snow away. Cancel plans and travel bans and no driving today. No need to go anywhere. It's warm and safe inside
nice.
I'm sort of not in the snow type of feeling right now, given the fact that, it is getting close to winter, but we're not exactly there yet. So, but that was there. And so the next song that I'm going to do, or my last song, I should say, this is one I wrote about a year ago. That I wrote it in December, and I kept thinking about it being really cold and just wanting to snuggle on the couch, like in a blanket, and just be really warm. And so then I kind of thought about, and wouldn't it be nice if there was somebody else to snuggle with under the blanket? So that's where this one came on. So this song is called All I Am Missing Is You. So. I got a big woolen blanket and some pillows to share, a warm mug of cocoa and a cookie or two, a comfortable place to retreat from the world, and all I am missing is you. The day outside is windy and cold, the window plays the beat of the sleet and the rain. I'm safely inside in my fuzzy socks, and all I am missing is you. I got a big woolen blanket and some pillows to share, a warm cup of cocoa and a cookie or two, a comfortable place to retreat from the world, and all I am missing is you. My hands feel the warmth and the heat of the cup. I'd rather feel the warmth of you next to me. This couch is big enough to fit both of us here, and all I am missing is you. I'd be so excited if you were here. My mind would be in a blur. I wouldn't be so cold anymore if I only knew who you were. I got a big woolen blanket and some pillows to share, a warm cup of cocoa and a cookie or two, a comfortable place to retreat from the world, and all I am missing is you. Next to me I've got an open place. Are you the one who can fill up the space? A cuddle and a hug would be so welcome too. And all I am missing is you. And all I am missing is you. And all I am missing is you.
Very nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm glad you like that. So that's my participation in musically, I should say, in tonight's concert. So now I'm going to introduce our featured artist, and so I'm going to pin both of us on here so that everyone can see both of us. So our featured artist. So if you could. Please unmute. So our featured artist is Bernice Lewis, who is from Williamstown, Massachusetts. And I just want to say about my experience. Bernice, why don't you, while I'm talking, why don't you mute?
What's that?
Why don't you mute while I'm talking, because I'm noticing there's a little repeat.
You want me to mute it again?
Yeah, I'll tell you to unmute. Yeah, so
But before I do that, I want to say that we had snow today.
they had snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bernice and I managed to find each other in a really interesting way. One, before the COVID pandemic happened, I was on the committee to put together the Ukulele Melee, and I managed the Facebook page for that. And I got an email from some person who was out in Western Massachusetts saying, "Hey, do you need people to perform?" And I didn't know who this was. It was a ladies' ukulele. I forget what the exact name of it, but it was Bernice's group. But I didn't know Bernice at the time. And then what happened is this past spring, a friend of mine, we said, let's take the weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and let's just go out to the Berkshires. Let's just go there. And so we found an Airbnb, and the Airbnb happened to be with Bernice. So we stayed at Bernice with her, she and her husband Scott. So I got to know her music, got all that, and I asked her a few times. I'm like, hey, would you like to come and be on my concert series? And we are so lucky that she finally could do it. So so Bernice, what I'm going to do is um, I'm going to take the pin off me. I'm going to just give it to you to make your announcements and do all that. And so please unmute and introduce yourselves and let us know your first song.
Okay. So I get a great view of you, Ken. Is that what I?
Yep, and don't worry, but everyone else is seeing just you.
Okay, good. Hey, everybody. I just want to say how, before I start, so I don't forget, how it's awesome to see some of you guys from my mailing list. I see some really old friends on there. So, hi. I can't, do the I see Susie thing because it's distracting, but it's great to see everybody. And also, thanks for logging on if I don't know you and trusting Ken's taste. um, I have a couple of true confessions to make. The first of them is, yes, I've had a band for years called the Ladies Auxiliary Ukulele Orchestra that was really hard to hold together, but I held it together out here in Berkshire County. At least I held the band together. I don't know if I held it together at all. And COVID, So now you're looking at the Ladies Auxiliary Ukulele Orchestra, and this will be my second solo ukulele performance. I mostly perform on guitar and have for years, but I was invited to join this group 25 years ago, long before there were ukulele groups and you could buy them in any Walmart. And I was intrigued because I loved the idea of playing something this size, and I took to it immediately. So that's the one thing I want to say is I'm used to playing with people with this instrument. The second thing I want to say before I play is this is my living room. Thank you for joining me here. This is also where I practice, so sometimes when I really get into performing and I'm in my living room, I forget that I'm not practicing. So if I make mistakes, that's a really good excuse, don't you think? Anyway, I'm going to just sing. Here's a song I wrote, kind of similar to Ken's, about, missing people. When I look outside my window, I don't recognize the view. Traffic stopped to a crawl, all these places I pass through. Sometimes I feel lonesome, oh, and sometimes I feel free, oh, when I'm far from you. I don't know what to do because I'm so far from me. I took a train to San Antonio. I took a plane to Kathmandu. Oh, I climbed the side of Kilimanjaro. I went to Paris for some cordon bleu. I hear the snow is great in Aspen, and I sure do love to ski. Oh, but when I'm far from you, I don't have a clue because I'm so far from me. You're the pebble in my shoe. You're the pea under my mattress. You're the reason I feel blue. You're the world and you're its access. So I must be heading home now. I must leave this lovely place behind. It may be 40 below, covered with snow where I'm going, but I don't mind. Until then, I will see you in my dreams and my fantasies. You are my deja vu. When I'm far from you, I am so far from me.
Yay. Oh, great, terrific.
You guys,
Thank you,
I
Bernice.
think I'm
That
going to
was
go to
great.
gallery, so I'll feel like I have a whole audience in front of me. My husband and I, we live out here in the Berkshires, and our daughter, she's at college now. She goes to Brandeis University in Waltham, Massachusetts. She's a senior, but she lived with us, you know, till she went off to school. And every Friday morning, one of the things that we do is we lead a group of college students and whoever else we can convince up to the top of this little mountain called Pine Cobble. And we have coffee up there. It takes about an hour to get to the top, and we leave at 6 a.m. so we can catch the sunrise. And just before you get to the top of this mountain, there's this little bitty sort of flat spot that has these three oak trees that grew together. And inside there's like a little tiny little pond where the elves and the fairies play hockey in the winter. And and when it's not frozen over, if you can see a reflection, you can make a wish. So we called it the wishing tree. We used to bring our little girl up there all the time. And this is a song I wrote with the band. It's called the wishing tree. Standing by the wishing tree, wishing you were here with me. I know life is sweet, it's so busy, there's so much to do, it'll make you dizzy. I know I wish I could wish upon a star, and then I'd be where you are. One day you'll stay with me, and I won't need no wishing tree. On the mountain just below the top, there's a spot where you want to stop and breathe. Just breathe. Three oak trees that grew together form a little shelter from the wind and the weather for the birds and the bees and you and me. I wish I could wish upon a star, and then I'd be where you are. One day you'll stay with me, and I won't need no wishing tree. Someone told me that the universe is expanding exponentially. Soon we will exceed the speed of light. Yeah, we won't see the stars, no way, no how. So I'm making all of my wishes now. I wish wish I could wish upon a star, and then I'd be where you are. One day you'll stay with me, and I won't need no wishing tree. Standing by the wishing tree, wishing you were here with me. I promised myself that I would not one of the things about live streaming is it's easy to get really nervous because you're like hanging out alone in the room. So I promised myself I'd check the chat once in a while and just kind of, you know, hang out with y'all. That's all right.
I'm trying to monitor all the chat for you, Bernice. And
Thank you, Ken.
so
I
far,
appreciate.
people are quite happy.
Oh, good. Yeah, if you have complaints, let me know. Thank you, Deb. So this was one of the first songs I ever learned on the ukulele with the group, and it's by this amazing songwriter who we lost during COVID. Not because of COVID, but someone whose work I've emulated and who mentored me. His name is Michael Smith. And those of you that have been following the folk music singer-songwriter world, he wrote a very famous song called The Dutchman that a lot of people perform. But he also wrote a song that I performed on my very first CD called The Dead Egyptian Blues that I play on the guitar. Really cool song. And then this one, you can sing along on this if you like from the comfort of your home. Your part goes, O Makalapua, Ua Hine Hine, Okale, Okamaka E, Ah, 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 Ah. That's your part. You got that? Sick and tired of these windy days. Come on, darling, let's fly away to Omakalapua, Uahine Hine, Okale, Okamaka, ah, ah, ah. Just a little island in the South Pacific. Ain't never been there, but it sounds terrific, darling. Omakalapua, Uahine Hine, Okale, Okamaka, Okale, Okamaka, ah, ah, ah. I looked it up in my atlas. It's just a dot on a map. But all that name stretched to Portland, Maine. I had to practice, darling, till I could learn to say it. Oh, Makalapua, Uahine Hine, Okale, Okamaka, ah, 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 ah. Move over, Mr. Gauguin. Tropical bird whistles nothing but jazz. One native girl, one grass skirt. Her name is Sally. She's a bebopping Hallie Loki. Oh, Makalapua, Uahine Hine, Okale, Okamaka, ah, 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 ah. Move over, Mr. Gauguin. Move over, Mr. Gauguin. ah, 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 ah.
That was great. Thanks,
Thanks.
Bernice.
It's a great song. I see my friend Sherry out there knitting. It's nice to see you. I see some other folks too. I wanted to play this one. I see my friend Sandra's logged on from Shreveport, Louisiana. She doesn't have her picture up, but I assume she's listening. And she went just before COVID. I led a group of folks to Ireland, and Sandra came with her amazing niece Andrea, and we had a great time. It was awesome. And I didn't know any songs that were Irish, but I learned this one song that I've been playing on the uke. I had my uke with me in Ireland. I didn't bring a guitar because I was just coming back from a fractured wrist, and I couldn't play guitar, and I assumed that everyone in Ireland would have guitars because it's such a musical place. But I was completely wrong. They had fiddles and pipes, but there weren't really a lot of guitars, so I was kind of like there with and they didn't know what to do with a ukulele. That was not so much a thing. But I had mine, and so I, learned this one song that I used to hear in the folk rooms when I was coming up. It was written by a guy named Peter Jones, I think is his name, an American, about some letters he found in his father's attic that were from his great-grandfather when the family emigrated. And it's called Kilkelly, Ireland, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful song. Just in case I forget to tell you, or I might tell you again, who knows, I'm going to lead another trip to Ireland this summer in July. It's one that was postponed because of COVID, and I have one open seat. If anybody wants to come, I have one open seat. It's going to be awesome. Kilkelly, Ireland. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1860, my dear and loving son John. Your good friend, schoolmaster Pat McNamara, so good as to write these words down. Your brothers have all gone to find work in England. The house is so empty and sad. The crop of potatoes are sorely infected, a third to a half of them bad. And your sister Bridget and Patrick O'Donnell are going to be married in June. Mother says not to work on the railroad, and be sure to come on home soon. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1870, dear and loving son John. Hello to your missus and to your 4 children. May they grow healthy and strong. Michael has got in a wee bit of trouble. I guess that he never will learn. Because of the dampness, there's no turf to speak of, and now there's nothing to burn. And Bridget is happy and named a child for her. She's got 6 of her own. You say you found work, but you don't say what kind or when you will be coming home. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1880, dear Michael and John, my sons. I'm sorry to give you the very sad news that your dear mother passed on. And we buried her at the church in Kilkelly. Your brothers and Bridget were there. You don't have to worry, she died very quickly. Remember her in your prayers. It's so good to hear that Michael's returning with place that they can. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1890, my dear and loving son John. I guess that I must be close on to 80. It's 30 years since you're gone. Because of all of the money you sent me, I'm still living out on my own. Michael has built himself a fine house, and Bridget's daughters are grown. And thank you for sending your family picture. They're lovely young women and men. You say that you might even come for a visit. What joy to see you again. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1895, my dear brother John. I'm sorry I didn't write sooner to tell you that father passed on. He was living with Bridget. She says he was healthy and cheerful right down to the end. Ah, you should have seen him playing with the grandchildren of Pat McNamara, your friend. And it's funny the way he kept talking about you. He called for you at the end. Oh, why don't you think about coming to visit? We'd all love to see you again.
Wow.
Oh, I see somebody commented on my finger picking patterns, which is very sweet. I know you guys, a lot of you are ukulele players, so it's kind of fun to play for a group of uke players. It's hard not to love this little instrument.
Bernice, I did not know you were going to play that one, and that one has ripped out the heart from me every time I hear it for years. Oh my God.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely beautiful.
Me too. The first handful of times I heard it, just other people performing it, I would cry. And then when I tried to learn it, I mean, it was hard to get through it at least the first 10 or 15 times. Not to mention that it's a lot of song to memorize.
It's a monster.
Yeah.
Good for you. So
But
what
I
do we
want to
got
say about my finger picking patterns, because I teach a lot of stringed instruments. I teach at a college here called Williams College, and I have a lot of students at the college and then a few private students. And people are always saying, well, teach us your finger picking patterns. And I can't do it. I don't know I literally do not know what I'm doing. Like, it's frustrating in a good way. All right, let's see. I have veered from the set list. I told you that I would do that, Ken, and I did.
You're allowed to do that. It's your show.
Well, I think it's a good idea to. I had a friend once, a booking agent, who told me that a set list is just a safety net, and if you veer from it, it means you feel comfortable. So, yeah, that's a good sign. All right, but I'm going to go back to it. In case you feel like dancing. All the old paintings on the tomb, they do the sand dance, don't you know? If they move too quick, oh, hey, oh, they're falling down like a domino. All the bosom men on the Nile, they got their money on a bet. Gold crocodile, oh, hey, oh, you snap your teeth on your cigarette. an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian. Blind waitresses take their trays, they turn around as they brush the floor. They've got the moves, oh, hey, oh, you drop your drink and they bring you more. All the school kids so sick of books, they like the punk and the metal bands. When the buzzer rings, oh, hey, oh, they're walking like an Egyptian. All the kids in the marketplace say, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian. Slide your feet up the street, bend your back, you shift your arm, then you pull it back. Life is hard, you know, oh, hey, oh, so strike a pose on a Cadillac. If you want to find all the cops, they're hanging out in the donut shop. They sing and dance, oh, hey, oh, they swing their batons around the block. All the cops in the donut shop say, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian. Anyway, my version of Walk Like an Egyptian. I saw Charlotte out there dancing, so that's cool. Yeah, and somebody made a comment, let's see, about the finger picking. Oh, it starts with rhythmic patterns. Yeah, you know, the reason why I have trouble teaching it, I actually can teach it, is because I learned a handful of patterns on the guitar years ago, and now I just change them without thinking about it. So I think when, you know, if you love finger picking, which I do, because it's so much better than nose picking. No, if you love finger picking, the trick is to just learn a handful of patterns and then start mix and matching them, and people will get thoroughly confused in a good way.
So just Bernice, why don't we have this be? If you could do one more song,
Okay.
and then we'll go to a little intermission.
That sounds good. I think I'm gonna. Speaking of all that, I'm gonna move to the guitar for the one song this set, and then because Ken had asked me to play this song, and also I see that a really old friend of mine is logged on from when I lived in Flagstaff. She was my roommate, and so I thought I'd play one of my Grand Canyon songs for y'all. That's huge part of my life was living at the south rim of the Grand Canyon for a couple years. Something I never quite got over. And I still go there a lot. In fact, I'm also going to run a trip there in a 10-day raft trip through the canyon, which I've done a bunch of those already with my friends and my fans. So if you're interested in that kind of travel, you're going to have to get a hold of me through my email, because I won't be able to copy the chat while I'm playing. But this song is called Wings. And I actually, I don't know how many of you are songwriters, but there's this great saying that I think is attributed to Hemingway, but I'm not sure, that good writers borrow and great writers steal. So I stole the chorus to this song. I actually stole a bunch of things. I was down at the bottom of the canyon with some college students that we bring down every year, and or we did until COVID. and they were playing that one hit song a lot. That one that goes, "Hey there, Delilah, da 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 da." And I thought that was a cool song. I really liked it, and so I was messing around with that riff. And that afternoon, we were walking back from the big Red Rock waterfall. Red Rock waterfall. You could say that 3 times fast, you'd be doing pretty good. And this one young man was just so excited to be down in the bottom of the canyon on a bluebird day, and he was running around in his like boxer shorts. It was just a gorgeous day. And you know, these kids who go to school in New England, so they're not used to that kind of gorgeous weather, screaming at the sky. And the words he was screaming were so amazing that I decided that they would end up being the chorus to this song. And I spent 7 miles memorizing what he was screaming because I didn't have a pen or paper with me. So this is called Wings, and thanks, Ken, for asking for it. All those places feet can't take you, Hackatai and Shell. Standing in these lines can make you into something pale. I look up to the sky so blue from down here in my bed. I'd have wings, I'd have wings, I'd have wings instead. So give me wings, big ass wings, golden folding wings. Give me wings to fly over mesas and canyons with timeless abandon. Give me wings to fly. I would stretch them to the heavens. I'd land on every ledge. I would let the currents wind me down to river's edge. Oh, I'd be friends where the ravens, wrens, they'd all show me the way. I would not, I would not, I would not have to pray. So give me wings, big ass wings, golden folding wings. Give me wings to fly over mesas and canyons with timeless abandon. Give me wings to fly. Wings to fly. Thanks, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I guess we're gonna take a little break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a little break now. So thank you. We're just gonna take a little break for about 10 minutes. So I right now, as I see, it's about 8:20 Eastern Standard Time here. So we
Okay.
will I will be putting that on. So what I'm also going to be doing is we're going to stop the recording.